world to amity. And what we see through your visit is that you share, a shared commitment for global partnerships and academic excellence. So we are very happy to have you here. I'm sure this visit will actually lead to a new beginning of more, vibrant journey of academic exchange between the faculty colleagues. And it certainly has brought back good memories for Honorable Vice Chancellor Madam, who will be joining us shortly, most likely. She's not able to join us now because of her, ill health. And she is a proud alumnus of Queen's University Belfast, and she has done her doctoral program at your university. So we are very happy to have you here. Thank you once again, and we are sure that this visit will lead to more future collaborations and strengthening our association with Queen's. Without taking much time, I would request our Dean of Faculty of Management Studies, Dr. Sanjeev Bansal, to please give a short presentation of Amity Education Group. Sir.
Thank you so very much, Natasha. First of all, welcome to Amity, welcome to India. Dr. Natasha has already told in front of all that I had to give a short presentation. Though every member of the team has a very important role to play, but I feel my role is the toughest because I have to give before you the presentation of a institution or university, or rather we call it universe, and that too in the shortest possible time. So I will be trying my best to do it, sir. Thank you so very much. And as Natasha has already told you that we have long connections with you. The head of the family, the vice chancellor of university, is an alumnus of your institution. So great report. Why I am being asked to give the presentation, though we were having the head of IAD with us, maybe because I am heading a school from where the journey of MIT started for higher education. I am heading a school called MIT Business School, from where we started a journey of higher education in MIT in India in 1995. So I'm just giving a small presentation regarding the same, sir. The man behind this entire universe is Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, whom we call founder president. He's the one who founded this universe, this MIT universe, with a foundation called Ritnan Balved Education Foundation in 90s and 1986 and 1991 we started with school education. Today we have 28 schools, and then the first school of higher education as MIT Business School, and today we have 12 functional universities in India itself. This is a small one snapshot of the entire universe. If you just say this, with 2 lakh students, 6,000 faculty and students, 11 plus universities, we are waiting for our Hyderabad University to be functional soon. I'm very sure, Arnav, you can help them. With the authority, I can speak with you, like I told you, the personal reason also. Just for the sake of all, because Arnav is my younger son's name. So when I met Arnav, I said, I have a great affinity for you. So I can be having more. So you can just tell them about. So we have not many states and UTs here. And the vision of the foundation is that we should be having a university in each of the state and UTs. And that is what the vision we are all following. And we started our first university in this state, which is the largest state of India, called Uttar Pradesh, UP. And the first university in Noida. Then now we are having extension campus in Greater Noida, Lucknow, and Tashkent, Dubai, our foreign campuses. This is a small summary of this entire university. Then research and innovation focus. These are the small points regarding our university H index for all these Ramanujan inspired fellows and all. One more thing which I would like to put before all of you is that we are only a university. We are only 18 plus years old university. Our university, the first university, was launched in 2005. Though the school started in 1995, but university started in 2005. So this is our 18 plus years, and if you just see this progression as a student of decision sciences, I can say it is not exponential; it is almost vertical. This is the philosophy of MIT, where we are having our modernity blends with tradition is our logo, and we are having preschool education till postdoctoral programs. These are the various recognitions and accreditations of MIT. As we all know, in India, the highest body is called UGC, which is under Ministry of Education, which was formed in 2020. after a new education policy, and we are having lot many accreditations and lot many associations with UGC also and all these respective bodies. This is the campus where you're all in. You have must have entered. Uh, this is older photograph. There are lot many changes which have already happened and which are going to be changed in times to come. And these are our other campuses in Lucknow, Greater Noida, Dubai, and Tashkent. We are the university where we have accreditation of US and UK. We are the one with QA and WESC accreditation. And for WESC, I am, if you permit me to say, I will like to say that we are the first university of South Asia where we got this accreditation first time in 2017. And this was basically for a very big achievement of university called outcome based education, for which in 2020, after 2020, now UGC has mandated that every institution of India should be having a outcome frame, and we were among those universities in 2017 where it was not there, and still we got it from WESC. The world's two most ranking QS and time, fortunately, out of 43,000 plus institutions of India, we are there. We are also having national rankings. We are having a ranking called National Institution Ranking Framework, where our university is in top 50. And I, again, to repeat, we are having 43,000 plus institutions of higher education in India itself. These are the various rankings parameters. Uh, I'm sure you are all must be familiar with IISc, IIT, IIM's names, and we are among these five names where our university's name is also there in QS or in THE for placement employable graduates. These are some other rankings in India in all the frameworks, all the news magazines, all the magazines. Our ranking is be given in the top rankings. Our campuses are certified as Green Building Council, and these are the snapshot of our India campuses. The first campus is in where you are all in is Noida. This is our Greater Noida campus. This is hardly 15 kilometers away from here. This is Lucknow campus. Many of the first time when I visited, I thought I am near to White House. This is Jaipur campus. One more thing, sir, like all our campuses are basically in the outskirts of the cities, and they are actually very big campuses. This is one. This is not the biggest campus, but this is the flagship university. This is our university in Gurgaon, in Haryana. As I have told you, all these universities are in different states. As per the UGC Act, we are going to have one university in each of the state. So these are the different universities. This is our Maharashtra campus in Mumbai. This is Madhya Pradesh, Gwalior campus. This is West Bengal, Kolkata campus. This is Raipur, Chhattisgarh. This is Jharkhand, Bihar campus. This is our Punjab, Mohali campus. And these are all the actual photographs of all these places. This is our Bangalore campus. In addition, these are the photographs of our international campuses. MIT University Dubai campus is basically an extension of MIT University Uttar Pradesh, where we are running the programs or authorized by University of Uttar Pradesh, in addition to the programs which are being taken care by the government over in Dubai also. This is our chancellor, the chancellor and president of our foundation, Dr. Atul Chauhan. This is the photograph of our chancellor on Forbes magazine in 2019. This is our Singapore campus, campus in London, campus in Tashkent. Tashkent was the newest campus, foreign campus, which we started in 2019. And it gives me immense pleasure to put before you that the president of the country came here, and it was a matter of few months when we visited Tashkent, and they offered us the best of the land. And today, this is one of the most prominent campuses of MIT. This is our international school. Abu Dhabi, New York. New York, it's St. John's. We have acquired 175-acre land there, and this is basically our campus over there. Harrow School. So, I mean, especially for you, there is no introduction required, and this is our first starting in Bangalore, which we have started, which is already functional now, and very soon we are going to have Harrow in US also and some other states also. As a part of our international initiatives, we have Alok Bhatnagarji. He will be telling you about much about this, but we are conducting so many events, so many activities we are doing. This is our ambassador lecture series where I feel ambassador of each and every country possible has visited us in one or other way. These are our collaborations worldwide. And when I say Amity Universe, then I would like to also put before you that we are having our presence in all the 7 continents, not missing on geography. I am including Antarctica also, where we have an expedition of our environment sciences. These are our international funded projects. Pan African project where we have started long back, and now it is totally. We have covered the entire Africa with that. Many Nobel laureates, they are associated with MIT, and these are few of them who have been to MIT. They have given lectures, they have visited us. If I say that every woman who or every known VIP dignitary must have visited MIT, then I may not be wrong. These are few of the people you can just see: the peers, politicians, celebrities, Prime Minister of India, uh, President of India, and so on. 2020 was a time period which was basically not good for the world actually, and during that period also MIT was totally functional, MIT was totally active, and during that period also we could invite more than 5,000 academics and research webinars we could conduct. Strategic tie-ups, we are having a lot of tie-ups with corporates and professional bodies. To name a few, we are having a college called MIT Institution of Technology, which is with Tata Technologies of US. And then we have a School of Logistics with CII, which is the Confederation of Indian Industries. We have a college with RICS School of Built Environment. This is a part of Faculty of Management Studies, and so on. Research initiatives, since when I was going through the website of your university, then I could make out that we can have many of the departments where we can definitely work together. So I'm just giving a glimpse of the research initiatives of MIT. These are the research initiatives, various journals, various presentations, the papers, the indexes, technology transfer, and I'm again humbly submitting that if before making any observation, you can always remember that we are only 18 years old university. So as a university, we have only completed 18 years. So these are the technology transfers which we have already done. We have a big department for that. Somebody from IT is here. All right. This is the sponsored projects by various government bodies of India and abroad. These are the index publication. Now the data which I am giving you just now may have been changed because this is slightly few days older data. As a mandate, we are only allowing our scholars and faculty members to publish in Scopus and Web of Science and some approved journals only. This is basically a mandate of research here. These are various other. We have, except the field of medical sciences, we have all the domains. We have 16 faculties of studies in MIT University, Uttar Pradesh. And these are the various studies, various faculties of studies here. And 400 plus degree management, degree programs we are offering across 60 disciplines. Conventional programs and the new programs, these are all there. You just name a field, I am very sure we must be having that program. There are again some unique value addition things to learn. Foreign language from the day one when we started with business school, we are offering a foreign business language to all our students, and right now we have 9 foreign languages to offer. Then behavioral sciences and business communication is another part where we are putting a lot of emphasis on. We are having a lot many things to do in skills and vocational training also. As a business school and as a university, we are having a very big training and development department, and we are conducting trainings for the corporate and academic houses. And these are few corporate houses for which we have conducted our trainings. This is one area where we can also collaborate together in addition to the research, where we can work together for joint consultancies and joint training programs also. We have a very big defined ecosystem for innovation incubator is there. We have a defined system for entrepreneurship, and if I if I give the this entire region of entrepreneurships facilitation in MET, it's all goes to your university because the vice chancellor did her PhD in entrepreneurship from Queens only, and after coming from there only, she started with the first program in entrepreneurship called MBA Entrepreneurship. And in 2004, we started with Innovation Incubator. So if I give the credit to Queen's University, it will not be wrong. These are the placement associations which we have. I can just humbly submit that in all the disciplines, all the 16 faculties of studies, our placement records are excellent, and we are having tie-up with all the corporate houses, good corporate houses in India. For nation building, we have taken a pledge and we are doing our bit, and we have our Humanity Foundation also, where we are having two schools for underprivileged girls and boys called Atulasha and Amitasha. In addition, we have done so many programs for the nation building, including some of the programs which are being mentioned here for forces, for armed forces, for other institutions, and many of these programs are being done without charging a single penny. This is about the Humanity Foundation I have spoken about. The two schools, they have now crossed 12 plus years, and this Amitasha is for the uh, girl students, and Atulasha is for the boy students. The man behind this entire universe, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, the founder president, and he has won many awards. I don't know what I should say to him, but he's a businessman, he's a philanthropist, he's a person beyond. The best part of which I feel behind the success of this universe is the vision. The vision of our founder president is something which we all definitely feel really proud of, because there was a time where plenty of people who were coming to university were not assuming that we will be going this far. And as I have shown you that, like, the journey which started in one school, MIT Business School, in 1995, with first university in 2005. Now we have completed 12 universities in 12 states. And in addition, we are having our presence in 6 more states. So in total in India, out of 28 states, we are having our presence in 18 states. These are some of the awards which are being bestowed upon our founder president, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, our chancellor, and this is the vision where we want that we should be having a university in each of the state and unity of India. And if God is kind and we are having a collaboration with universities like yours, there will be, I mean, the day is not far when we will be having our presence in 100 plus campuses in all the, I mean, countries of the world also. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, sir. And in that short span of time, you have been able to do justice to the role. Thank you so much. Uh, Moving ahead, we would request Professor Sonebi to please give a presentation about a school, so that yeah. And we also have the head of the civil engineering here. Yeah. Our School of Architecture and Planning will also be joining shortly. Yeah. You can send an email. It's big. Okay. इसमें मेल कर देंगे तो इतना मेल समय बिक्री होगी उसकी. So, Professor Arnab, you would want to start in the meantime? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. मुझे बोलते मैं दिलवा देती. वो दिन लगेगा, मैं 1000 दिन लग सकता है. उनका क्यों नहीं लगेगा? What is the email ID? So, Dr. Gary, you need to send it to audi@amity.edu. You just email it.
Not sure.
Internet accessible.
Yes. For an HDMI?
Yes, actually, we've also connected Zoom link. So that's idea on.
Sure. And hopefully.
It's connected.
Do you don't have a USB stick? That you're looking for? You can maybe just start by.
No, it's connected. It's sending it. See what you can. It's audio.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name, as we have already seen, my name is Arnav Kumar Viswas. So I am from School of Electronics, Electrical Engineering, and is it audible? Yeah. Electrical Engineering and Computer Science. So I'm sure Professor Sonebi and Dr. Gary will have much better slides, but I also have few slides about the Queen's University. So basically, this is the main official building. This Victorian nice building. It's called Lennian Building, and few of our graduate students are standing in front of that. So it is since 1845. It's quite old, and it's at the heart of the city of Belfast. And of course, we are quite internationally respected. There are around 3,000 students are there from 85 countries, and we are member of Russell Group. So Russell Group is basically a small group of universities in UK which are research intensive and which has a major role to play in different decisions regarding the policy, UK policy, and they have quite large impact because, as you can see, the members are quite well known and famous universities are there, and we are there since the beginning because of our contribution, because of our role we are playing. And ninth oldest university in UK because 1845 is quite old. Our location, it's also quite unique. Uh, it's the picture is showing it's called Giant's Causeway. It's northern side of the Northern Ireland, so there is northwest side. So uh, the scenery, the beauty is quite nice, and there are, I mean, other places are also there where students and staff members they can visit and they enjoy the overall the beauty of the uh, place, provided the weather is permitting. So anyway, so yeah, so from population point of view, whole all Ireland population is around 6.4 million, if I'm not wrong. So Northern Ireland, it's part of UK, so it's around 2 million, one point, yeah. And the Greater Belfast is 650,000, and the city, the Belfast city, is more or less 270,000. So it's quite less populated area, and yes, so that's one. Regarding student living, so it's quite affordable for the students compared to other UK universities, and low cost of living. They, when the students join there, they experience that they can manage with the whatever funding they have. They can get better quality of life with the similar research experience, similar quality of whatever education they're getting. So, but with better uh, availability. So this is just to show some average student living cost compared to other UK. So it's a comparison. So you can see there is a difference, huge difference is there. Of course, it depends upon the actual students, but exactly what they're doing and things like that. Anyway, so regarding my school, so this is our head of school, Professor Karen. This is our doctor, the director of internationalization. So they told me to, so that they are, because of them I'm here today for this visit. And regarding the university, sorry, regarding the school itself, we have around 188 employees. Among them, around 55 are international, and including 100 academics. And almost 2,000 students are there. There is a majority, around more than 50, around 50% is at the UG level, and with more than 100 PhD students. And we are third. We have third largest international population, and from around 30 countries. This shows different variation of staff member uh, between different cadets. So we also hold at the school level. I'm talking. We also hold silver award for diversity, Athena Swan Silver Award. Last year we generated around 9 million pound of research income, and for spin outs, I think it's more than 10 now since 2008. So we also hold fourth position in Triple E, the Research Excellence Framework 2014, and it's almost, it's usually always top 5 or top 10 around. So the third position according to Guardian ranking, so it is now 7th, but as I said, it's top 10 usually. So it goes up and down a little bit, but always we remain there. So this is the same guardian ranking slide. It's little bit old. So this is the motto of our school. And so okay, so about the actual impact. So whatever we are doing, like whatever research point of view or whatever the students, their projects they do, what learning they do, so we always want to have some kind of impact. So some real world impactful experience or research we try to do. So for triple E side, we have like we cover from electrical power, electronic device, and it ranges from microelectronics, electronics, communication circuits to all the way to virtual reality, software engineering, power and machines also. And of course, we have connections and links with hundreds of local and international companies, and we have a dedicated career team so that the graduates when they are graduating from our school or whatever courses they are attending, so they get the most of their degree. And here it shows the seventh ranking, guardian ranking, so as I said earlier. And according to the university guide, we are the first choice from graduate perspective. And we also we are the triple E side is accredited by IIT, as already professor told that here also Amity you have similar IIT accreditation. Yeah, so as I said that, yeah, because of this movie, it's quite famous now. This is the model Delirium car. So it used to be manufactured in Belfast, and we had one project. So this in this movie it was used. So it got very famous. So basically, it was converted from normal car to electric car. So that was the project we did. Anyway, so for computer science, so that was the triple E side. And for computer science also we have different disciplines. I will talk about different research areas. So the first thing I want to say is that our the main focus point is our department, the school building itself. There are other locations also there, but the main building itself is huge, around 14 million pound investment, and that is to evolve the education and research. And you can see this is one of the example, one room which students can book directly for their projects and for their whatever work they want to do. And this kind of other rooms are there, students for only for students. And as I just said earlier, for computer science, similar thing that we have hundreds of local and international company connections, dedicated career teams are also there. And from technology point of view, they have access to the students I'm talking about. They have access to all the latest future technologies. They are introduced through the different courses. And research themes, as I said, I am going to talk about research themes in our school. So we have mainly 6 research themes. There are computing systems, artificial intelligence and cybersecurity, wireless communication, education and society, and energy, power, and intelligent control. So there is one center, ECIT. It is mainly very a big center with it's involved with artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, from where I'm coming from. And there is another center, the center of IAMS, as sorry, as professor was talking about, that you have one connection already. We are working collaboratively with this in this area. So that is probably you already know. So this is the this center of intelligent autonomous manufacturing systems, and it is all, of course it is connected with other schools, School of Psychology, Maths and Physics, Mechanical and Aerospace, Polymer Processing Research Center, and our Northern Ireland Technology Center. Regarding my center, the where from where I'm coming, so it's ECIT. It also have 3 different smaller centers are there associated with it. The CSIT, that is Center for Secure Information Technology. It is the UK's largest research lab in cybersecurity. And CWI, Center for Wireless Innovation. according to 2019 Shanghai ranking. So it's a little bit old, but it's also similar even now ranking. So according to them, it's second in UK, fourth in Europe, and 20th in the world. We also have data science and scalable computing. So that is the third center. Regarding study programs, what are the study programs we have in our school? So more details are of course there in the this link, but I will just briefly cover few points. So for undergraduate courses, we have computing, and of course in the triple side. So for computing, we have like M engineering, B engineering, BSc. So there are courses are there: computer science, then CIT, computing and information technology, BIT, business information technology, software engineering, and of course joint courses with other schools like maths and physics. And there is also work placement option is there for some courses. So that is also there. For triple E side, we have M engineering and B engineering for triple E, and also computer engineering. They are also having that same work placement option. And triple E scored third in our last national student survey. So overall student satisfaction survey. So satisfaction level was around 90%. So for postgraduate programs, we have postgraduate taught programs. So these are masters in applied cybersecurity, electronics, artificial intelligence that started recently, and we also have one software engineering course. So this is a conversion course for non-IT graduates. So the first two, that MSc Applied Cyber Security and Electronics, they have additional 1 year internship. So these two are basically they have option of 2 year master program, where second year will be internship for with some industry, and remaining two they have not yet started that. So for MSc Applied Cyber Security, it is basically a block teaching mode, and it's all the accreditation are there from NCSC, the GCHQ, and those UK government organizations. There are some modules are there like national network security and monitoring, software assurance, applied cryptography, malware, ethics and legal issues. And instead of forensic, we are going to start from this year security of AI. So that is the latest thing. So about MSc Electronics. Uh, this has different modules: digital signal processing, high frequency communication design, sustainable energy systems, smart grids, wireless communication systems. For MSc Artificial Intelligence, this is also block teaching, and it's the new course we started recently. Different modules are computer vision, foundations of AI, artificial intelligence for health, machine learning, natural language processing, and knowledge engineering. And for software development, this is a 1 year intensive flexible course. So there are some guest speakers they visit from different industry, and there are how to design and create web applications and data driven computing systems. So the modules are software engineering, software testing and verification, programming, software development, and databases. So these are some tuition fee related. I don't think this is relevant in this meeting, but it's there. So some scholarships are also available for our students, for international students specifically, and because our university at the school level also we have faculty level also we have summer schools. So if students are attending summer schools, they get some 20% off in the tuition fee. So that is also there. And if they register before 31st August, there is another 10% discount. So all those things are there. Further details are there in the website, university website. And of course, we have a strong international student society that the presence is there. They organize different events, and some of them, like some pictures are taken from those events, like different tours and like ice skating, some group activity. So it's quite strong, and we are ranking to Times Higher Education around 198. Again, it's last year, but this year I don't know the exact, but it's in that range. And okay, that's all. Thank you. And if you have any question, you can. This is my email address. You can please contact me. And Regarding, I have just one another. I will take one more minute. So regarding the one information I wanted to share, I already shared with Professor that the school level we have already that the MOU was approved. It is currently at the faculty level. Hopefully, we'll see some good news very soon. And we are always interested for joint degrees like at the UG level, if it is possible for 2+2 kind of options, or at the master's level also, if there are any joint programs we can launch. For example, as I said that we are basically 3 semester for 1 year, options are there, but you can have like 1 semester here, 2 semester there, or whatever. So we have flexible options are there. It's quite flexible. Models are already there with other universities, so we can very quickly start processing if there are any interest. And for PhD also, similar to +2 or whatever is suitable, so we can have some discussion at the school level, or we can do that, and whatever according to the requirement we can proceed further. So that's all. Thank you. Yes. Yes. So my area is, I'm from CSIT. So that is Secure Information Technology, that center. So this is the largest center. So we mainly work on hardware security. So hardware security, the term, these two words, hardware is basically digital design, like circuit design. It ranges from processor design, routers, and they are from various applications. So general purpose, like processor like CPUs in ARM, or like latest is RISC-V based architecture. So computing architecture point of view, and from VLSI circuits also. So that area, different application area, and security is traditional like standard. Our we have like cryptographic application like AES, like symmetric, asymmetric, all kinds of hash function, encryption, authenticated encryption, everything, whatever is there. And for every kind of application like network security, so I teach, we have this, I said, the network security monitoring. So they are not only the security part, not the attacking part, but also how the monitoring. So there are different uh, uh, roles or different policies we need to implement. So for those policies, government policies or some organizations policies, if they need to implement, what are the different roles that needs to be satisfied, how the monitoring should work. So all those angles also are very important, not only how to launch a cyber hacking attack. So that you can Google and get some YouTube video, but that is not the main purpose. That we also teach, but the security attacking detection part and protection, that is also important. So that is standard normal cryptography and thing. And of course we are also started working with the problems of quantum computing. So because of arrival, soon arrival, not yet arrival, post quantum, yes. So quantum safe cryptography. So we are thinking of starting some work on probably healthcare or maybe automotive. So we are working, and we have already started work on uh, quantum post quantum cryptographic application for space communication. So we have the high performance equipments are there, space grade equipment, radiation hardened equipments, and for equipments for the architectural point of view, there are different architectures are there. For example, Cherry. So there is one that is quite famous, that architecture. So they have collaborated with ARM and they fabricated an prototypes. So those prototypes are also there. So there are many low-end equipments also there. So we do work on equipment-based testing and finding any vulnerabilities, what are the attacks are there, how to protect them, and also simulators are also there, licenses, and fabrication of, as I said, hardware, so chip design, and to implement those applications and algorithms efficiently. So those are the things basically we cover. Security by design. So basically, as I said, the courses are more or less in that direction. So when we are talking about security by design, so this project which I said about Cherry, so they so Innovate UK, they had a one competition, and from security by design, that is the main goal. So from that angle, we submitted some proposal, and that equipment, that prototype, they got we got awarded that, and we have started that. For the course point of view, the students get access to those equipment. There are options of, because the master's level I'm talking about, undergraduate level also we have projects. So final year projects are there. So when they accept this, so we don't force students. So we teach during the course, during the modules, we teach different aspect of it, but we don't directly, because this is relatively high end prototypes. So we teach the basic things first and give that option of doing that project related with those prototypes when they are interested. So if they are interested, they get the practical know-how also with those equipments. Both. So for 3 semester course, so for a master level, so first 2 semesters are mainly taught programs. So all the modules are in the taught modules. In the third semester, it is a project work. So they need to do some project, they need to do some research, and then they write some thesis, and they can accordingly graduate, or they can go for internship. So placement option they have taken, they can go for internship. Undergraduate, that is undergraduate. No, master level. So there are mainly the yeah. Yes, cyber security, electronics, AI, and software engineering. So there are mainly 4. So if you are interested, so as I said, that there we can go for joint if there is any interest. We can, because the course is already there in the undergraduate level. We can start something jointly if it is interesting. So that electronic, some portion is there, but yeah, we don't have yet. But as I was saying, that if there is an interest, because the expertise is already there, people are working, and there are modules are there in the UG level. Triple E is there. So at the UG level, yeah, we teach, but master level, no, not yet. But if it is there, if there is any interest, we can of course look further into that for joint program, joint degrees. So you follow semester system? Yes, so semester is there. So it's a 12-week semester, and in a year there are 3 semesters are there. Yeah, trimester. Yes. Yeah, we talk about semester, which is 6 months. Yes, so that's the only difference. Yeah. Yes. Essentially, the mapping of your timing and our timing. Yes. That's where a lot of the work needs to be done. Yes. Line, that's the main issue. Yeah. Okay. 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 Should I leave? Yeah. No. Okay. Generally, in graduation, what credit requirement? Thank you. To follow the 15 hours credit requirement. Sorry. Credit. Yes, we have consequences to that. How many hours on study? So we work with the consequences. For a master's, you get 120 consequence, typically between 6 modules of teaching. The number of
She's opening
this one for no, it's here. Subject area has 5 points, so we teach something at 20 consequences or more. Again, it differs between modules, but there's a significant amount of teaching for most modules, significant amount of teaching. But in psychology, there's less, more hands-on, more self-study, whereas in chemical engineering. In chemical engineering, there would be much more lab work. So it really depends on the discipline. So maybe around 15 to 20 hours. So it varies. Again, as Gary was saying, that it varies. Actual phone and this open. So you can say that 15 to 20 hours per week. from one point. And there will be some of the students who place admission to grace. How the credit gets
Yeah, that's a lot of the work that has to be done to assimilate and align the courses. So, and if there's any transfer of students, that's where we have to spend the work to make sure. And there's other things. So to make sure that students have done prerequisite courses so that they're ready for other courses. So that, I mean, that's the work. That's all. Those are the things that need. Yes, the homework that needs to be done. Yes.
In front of you only will be needed.
No, it's fairly similar. Yeah. 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 So yes. Yeah, it's fairly similar for across universities. Yeah.
second year is possible for student ones.
Yes, the IELTS, the English language. We use the IELTS system, and we require international students to have a certain level. But English levels are so good naturally in India that it's rarely a problem for Indian students. Chinese students, it can be more difficult.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Gary. And thank you, Dr. Arnab, for that presentation of your school. We are happy to note that the MOU have actually cleared the first level, that is your school level, is now at the faculty level. So, one very positive thing is that our engineering programs are also IET UK accredited. So, there's a lot of possibility of our, starting joint programs together. So, we really look forward to work with Queens in that. And I now request Professor Sonebi to please give a presentation about his School of Natural and Built Environment.
Skip this.
Okay, I will skip some slides. That is not my name. This is my colleague Sue Taylor, and my name is Professor Mohammed Sonebi. I am professor of sustainable structure materials. Mostly, I am concrete man. I am master chef. It's like cooking. This is what I told my students. If you ask me some recipe of concrete, I can tell you exactly how to get it right. Okay, I will skip because already my colleague he talked about Belfast and how it's important the Belfast for the economy, creating job. It's very important. It's almost creating half of the job in I said in North Island. We have, as mentioned, 23,000 of student, 3,700. I already mentioned about ranking and creation job. Here we are, our school, especially our school. In fact, our school, before to go further, we have, I'm in from School of Civil Engineering. It's really is the biggest one. We are also, sorry, Department of Civil Engineering, Department of Architecture, Department of Planning, Urban Planning, and we have also Geography, which they joined us last 6 years, and we have Archaeology, Paleontology. In our group, we have master running, I think more than almost 20 years. This is a master environmental engineering, very popular. And last 15 years, we have also one on construction, building management and BIM. I think we already talked with your colleague. Maybe I can give more detail if you wish later. And we run also another a master in climate change because it's also a hot topic. Sustainability is one of the top agenda for us. And what I'm going to talk especially on our school and particularly this is civil engineering research and teaching. That's the core of our university. This is what we want to have. This is first of all core disciplinary group, of course, represent foundation in disciplinary strength. And also we are a global research institute, which bring the researchers from different discipline together to work together. And also we need to have our pioneer research program, our novel research collaboration, and tackle the challenges on the global horizon. Very important for us, as I said, we have a lot of program with the industry. We call it a knowledge transfer partnership. Maybe I have 10 or 12, especially with concrete industry, and are very successful, outstanding. In 2013, it was the best one in UK, include all discipline. because not only the benefit of the material or the industry money, but also for health. Because, for example, one of my strong areas was self-compacting concrete, which concrete you can cast it without any compaction, and that one, which is safe, it's save money for the health NHS, because the people that are working at the site, they suffer from white finger because we are vibrating concrete. It's big problem they suffer, and also for noise, and also for back and so on. And they end up with using this technology, which started in Japan 30 years, and now all construction company, they use this technology, which is save a lot of money, and also it's beneficial. It was even in 2001 I was working on European project. It was shortlisted for this card prize top 10, really, because there is beneficial for the health. It's not only the material. And now, as I said, all this precast company, which I work with them, we improve their technology. This is the way how they are making, saving money. This is productivity, durability, which is very important. It's not only the strength, and also we look at how we can use waste, because there's a lot of waste like fly ash, GGBS, and even metakaolin or others. We can use them as a very fine powder, for example, of glass, because cement is the most problem, because cement is concrete is the first material we use in the world after water, whatever, and we are producing like 4.2 ton by habitat in the world. Everything is concrete, and 1 ton of cement and 1 ton of CO2. And we are try as much to replace cement with other materials that waste coming from different industry byproduct. Now, focusing a little bit on our group here, we have 3 research group, and we have water and energy group, and we have let's see, I will maybe by now on the left one, and we have the biggest one where I am there. This is intelligent and sustainable infrastructure group. And we have the third one, which is global environmental resilience group. And you can see here we work on we are very strong on marine renewable energy, producing electricity from, for example, from tide or the wind turbine, which they attract almost like working more than 25 years, attract more than 20 million European projects, and also from UK. Structure, intelligent sustainability and infrastructure, it's very important from the material part, and also how we are monitor our infrastructure, like using different technique that I'm going to show you. And as I said, on the right side, it's like waste treatment and contamination of the soil, and others also colleagues that are working on geotechnique. Now we talk about CBM. CBM and CPM, sorry, and BEAM, that are very popular program, and you can see colleagues here. Someone asked me, this is digital twin. This is Faris. He's working on this area, and other colleagues here also in this master, which we start almost like 15 years. It's as I said, it's run one semester. I can give you more detail if you want later. And we have, as I said, very successful with we call it KTP project with the industry, even from the management. Also, they have a lot of projects with the company, and it's very popular. And we are the first KTP office in UK attracting successful this kind of this project. This project, how it's run, this is 70 or 60% coming from the government and 30% coming from industry. And we usually hire a new graduate, and this graduate, it's to create job. Most of them, they stay with the company, and most of them, some are even technical manager, or they are on the top after several years. As I said, in colleagues that are working on, for example, on developing automated solution for managed BEAM, and that one is for the people from the, as I said, from CPM and BEAM. That's one of my area here. It's working on bio-based material. You know what is bio-based material? Yeah, that it's waste, especially like for India. You have a lot of waste coming from agro-food, from like coconut or no, you don't have hemp here. It could become, for example, from rapeseed. It could become from coconut. And we can treat this fiber, and we can use them with lime, and we can use them for insulation. Usually, it's not for structural element, and it's very good because it's for thermal, for acoustic, It's purified the air quality, good resistance for fire compared to the traditional insulation. And we work like almost 15 years. We have several committees. We publish lot of recommendation. Even now we are talking about standard in Europe. Even the European Union, they are pushing. They put a lot of money like to grow hemp, because we have a lot of hemp in Europe, and you can have twice by year. And hemp is sustainable. It's not cost. And we use it, by the way, we use it in when you are using in housing, for example, this, because when you calculate carbon footprint, because the plant is grow up, it absorbs CO2, and when we use it in the wall or blocks, it's absorbs CO2 because it's with the lime. And that when you calculate carbon footprint life cycle analysis, it's much better than like rock wool, which we use for insulation. Like they use it, for example, in, if you hear about the Glenfield Tower in London, which has killed 72 people, high-rise building, and 2017. And because they want to do good insulation, they put some cladding outside, and this cladding, it was on base petrol, polyethylene, and it's burned quickly. Smoke, just only a few minutes, people died with not the fire, but with smoke. With this material, more sustainable, even fire resistant, much better. Because when there is fire, it's also the time to get out, and also it's not toxic, and that one's very important. And here also that I ran this conference with my colleague since 2015. Every 2 years, we done it twice in France. France are ahead, very active for a long time in this area. And I brought it in 2019, just before the COVID. Well, I was lucky because organized conference, it's not easy to, and we done it in Vienna. The next one, it will be next year in Rio de Janeiro. 3D printing, of course, it's hot topic, which also I work on that one. We work also make it more sustainable. It's not going to replace everything, but it's are the last industry they use in 3D printing. It's construction. 3D printing, you look at your mobile, your car, everything. It's by robots. It save money, and construction, we are already start to use now. We have some even IT madrasa. They already have a house. We visited. Already made with 3D printing. Now also we want to reduce the cost, because so far there is a lot of challenge still there, but there is a niche for individual house, and it also can be solved. Like for example, India for slum. For example, imagine you can have precast. At the precast, you can small house. You can do it with 3D printing. You can transport it, and you can the people they can buy it. It's easy, quick. They save time and cheaper, and with of course with the robot, you can save a lot of money. And we your colleague also on geopolymer in order to remove cement and activate it with activate supply ash or slag, for example. As I said, marine renewable energy. As I said, we have a lot of colleagues here working on. We are very strong on producing electricity with the tides. This is low and high. And we develop a lot of prototype. Now, even when the upscale element, it's near to, if you have a chance to come to Belfast, you can visit it. It's producing, there is lagoon, and you have like impeller with water go up and down. It's rotating and can produce electricity. Wind turbine, and also the offshore solar. I'm involved in material part, for example, on the foundation, how to make more concrete more durable. And also we don't use, for example, we don't use steel reinforcement. I'm working more than 10 years on basalt FRP, because most problem of the degradation of infrastructure, it's corrosion, it's the steel. Now, if imagine this steel will replace it with something coming from polymer plastic, there is no corrosion. Basalt part is more stronger in the tension than the steel, and it's not going to corrode. You extend life of your structure, and also there is no reparation. Reparation, it costs a lot of money, and that one is vital. And as I said, we are working on some company, and also with some European project on this area. Also on hydraulic, colleagues are working, for example, on coastal, like there was a big project here, and also about Cower. And that one is like this bridge here, you can see we call it IKEA bridge, for example. We call it exactly IKEA because you can build a bridge in one day. It's arch, it's like flat when you come up. When it's come to site, we lift it and you have the arch. And you can build bridge. We have patent with the company, and it's already more than 1,000 bridges done in UK actually. And it's quick, and it's because it's not something new. It's like a Roman arch bridge. It's the same. And we don't have bars there because it's everything almost work by compression. And also my colleague here, they are working about like scour here when there is water, we have turbulence, how we can stabilize that. Also, we have the last one with a colleague that are working on environmental assessment, whole life carbon management, life cycle in decision making, reducing embedded carbon, of course, contaminated land, water resources, waste, and we are very successful also from European project and also from US Ireland project on this area. And climate change, as I said, they interact also with geographic people because it's good interaction and also with geotechnique. The group which also I am working is an intelligent group. Part of it, there is material, but also structural health monitoring. As I said, you have towards net zero transport. For example, here you can see this project with a colleague from mechanical. We can use, like for example, the bus with iPhone. You can register where there is like a vibration when there is like pothole. We can collect this data and we can decide about when we are going to repair and where. And it's a nice idea. We do monitoring of the bridge with different sensor, with the vision, 3D vision, and also because we look at where is the stress and crack when there is a risk for collapse and others. And we have almost 50 student, PhD student here. I don't know if you have any question. I can talk a little bit more if you want about CPM and the BIM, if you would like. Have you any question? I don't know if you have time. Yeah. Okay. Let me. Any question on civil engineering?
On concrete, what is your actually the ingredients?
Ingredient. That's a good question. Okay, my student, anyone he can make concrete. How you can make concrete? I'm asking you. What do you need? Cement? Yeah. Aggregate, sand, water. It's not anymore this. It's like a master chef. You have chemical admixtures and we have mineral admixtures. Chemical admixtures, you can have superplaster which make concrete flowable. You can add a retarder if you are going transporting concrete far away. It's if you want to accelerate the reaction, we add accelerator. If you want to make concrete very cohesive, very viscous, we can add, even we call it viscosity modified agent, can make from polycarboxylate. It's like potato, in fact, and if you make much potato and you rotate it, you can increase the viscosity. They have process there. If you want to, for that one, it's chemical, mineral, and waste. We can use fly ash, which is in India, you have a lot of quantity of fly ash slag from steel industry. We can use silicate fume. We can use even glass, look, we have a lot of glass. We throw it, we don't know what to do with. Now we can crush it, make it very, very fine, glass activated, and we can use it as a replacement of the cement. Even a red mud also, we done some more. Fiber, natural fiber, I done, even we can, like, if you take flax or sisal that are very strong, we use it in car industry. As I said, it's cocktail. And as I said, but you need to get it right. That's there's different proportion and different type of concrete. Concrete is not only one. You have ultra high performance concrete. We use also steel fibers. We can use poly. If there is like a risk of shrinkage, like when it's hot concrete, it will be cracked. We can add polypropylene fiber. It's very tiny, 2 kilograms. It's like almost like here, and can reduce the crack. And there are different type of fiber: ultra high performance concrete, high performance concrete, underwater concrete, also, which I also want. Self-compacting concrete, that one is most popular. Usually it's flowable. Just you pour it, it's flow, everything without any compaction. When the first application, it was in Akashikeyu Bridge in Japan, which 4 kilometers, and all the piers, which like 80 meters, it's impossible to put concrete and vibrate it. Only thing you have to pour it as like soup, but you have to get it right. That's the most important, because it should be stable. There is no segregation, and it fills space. When you are going to remove the formwork, there is not honeycomb on the surface, for example. There are different types, but we need different mixed design, different optimization, different material. But we try as much use now waste, as much from bioproduct from industry, and there are different things. Sorry, sir.
Great waste management system.
Exactly that. We use, for example, I work on incinerator ash from incinerated solid waste management. You know, we burn, we have this ashes. What we are going to do? But we done some work. We can replace it some part of the cement. Now, actually, I have a project on biochar. We can now are trying to use it also as a replacement of the for cement. It's waste. There are different type, but we need to try it. We need to do some experiment on the fresh property. We need to do the mechanical, and we do the durability. It's very important before.
In school, anyway, associated with say biomedical remedies. Biomedical,
Yeah,
biomedical remedies
yeah.
in terms of the water purification, in terms of the air purification.
I'm not. I know colleagues that are on the water waste and purification, but me, I'm not. Water is. It's not. It's concrete. I can.
It's very great work that you have been doing.
Sorry, sir.
It's a great work that you
Yeah,
have been doing.
yeah. Thank you.
But one thing I just
Yeah.
I'm not able to understand.
Yeah.
That you say that you are using in our polyfibers.
Yeah.
Which plastics you are using?
Yeah.
As one of the ingredients and
Yeah.
using it over there.
Yeah.
And then you are also telling that it also absorbs carbon dioxide. It's a sink for the carbon dioxide.
No, it's not the it's not because that one, the natural fiber, it's lime. Because lime, there is carbonation in the time. And that one is absorb CO2, not cement. Cement, we have big problem. Cement is carbonate. One and second problem of the degradation of concrete is the corrosion. Second one is carbonation. But it's little bit carbon, it's absorbed by cement. But when you are using lime, when you mix it with water, you have calcium carbonate. And that one, it's absorbed against CO2 in the time. If you calculate life cycle, it's only the element when you are using as it for.
But after absorption, what happens?
So I said,
After absorption of the carbon.
yeah, what's happened? Usually it's increased a little bit strength, but not too much. But if you calculate the carbon carbon calculation CO2, it's very sustainable because now all company now even if you want to sell some products, you have like stamp CO2, how much is the CO2 there, and there are a lot of pressure on like precast company that like they are buying organic product yogurt for how much this is. And that one is very important now. It's the top agenda. You cannot sell something. You ask me question, for example, in France. France, actually, if you are going to all new houses, you need to use 20% of bio-based building material. It's because energy efficiency is the top, and they want to reduce the carbon footprint. Civil engineers are responsible for 21%. And more, it's not only hot because we use for heating, but it could be also the opposite way. When it's hot, this material is comfortable. You don't need to have AC. It's in the both side. And that one, it's that direction where we can save a lot of energy, of course, carbon CO2 there. Well, energy reduces CO2 flow, and also it's comfortable compared to the material, which too risky for fire or for health even, because that even we done some more colleagues that they found out it's purified air because it's big porosity, it's absorb water, for example, the vapor, humidity when it's hot, and it releases it when it's dry, and it's like natural regulator of the humidity, and
Why I was showing my interest. In Amity University, you have a group, environmental sciences group.
yeah, okay,
Here we are all doing similar type of work.
okay,
See bioremedial, approaches for water purification. Then carbon capture from the air.
yeah.
How to capture carbon from the air?
The people, my colleague,
So there is a possibility of collaboration. That's something
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
showing my.
I can give you an example. The people from because we have peat, peat, what it is in Ireland. It's like organic fibers which is degraded for many years, and we call it as the petrol for Ireland. Because we don't have petrol, but people all the time they use it for heat. It's like coal. They cut it, and now it's a big problem because now they want to stop it because it's almost it's going to disappear. But in fact, it absorbs CO2. Now, European Union, they make pressure about Ireland. This is the farmer. They said, don't use that one to make bricks, which we put it as to heat, but because it absorbs CO2. And my colleagues are working about how we can preserve this bit in we have a little bit in Sweden, but it's one of the priority because it's equilibrium also ecology. It's everything is in that's it. Do you have any question? Okay, thank you. I can talk more on CBN someone if you ask me. Yeah. Good.
There's a group that's also working on, net zero carbon emissions.
It's us as it's also it's there net zero. It's there's a
The Paris Agreement, then there is a team of people who are applying OR techniques to that.
yeah of course
Yeah.
that we can collaborate and
Yeah.
it's one of the top
Right,
Thank you.
right. So, thank you so much, Professor Sonebi. I now request Dr. Gary to please share about his school, that is the School of Psychology, right?
Okay. Namaste. My esteemed colleague here, I'm sure, is in agreement that psychology is the most important of all these disciplines, but I'm afraid the other my colleagues from the university have gone on far too long, so I probably don't have a great deal of time to extol the virtues of psychology and psychology at Queen's. We are also, this is the faculty that we exist in is the Engineering and Physical Sciences faculty, and School of Psychology exists within that in Queen's University Belfast. We pride ourselves, so psychology is the study of the mind and behaviour, and we pride ourselves on the scientific approach that psychology takes within the school. So I'm going to skip over much of what's been talked already. We didn't know who was going to talk first, so we all have overlap in the slides that we have. But this is the School of Psychology. This is as you walk in the entrance, and we have these wonderful artworks that we commissioned to illustrate some of our areas within psychology that we teach and that we do research on. So there's approximately 900 students within our undergraduate and postgraduate programs. About 10% of those are international students. We have a large representation from India every year within, and increasing over the last number of years across both our undergraduate program and our master's programs, and I'll talk a little bit about those programs. Our goal and our purpose is to be a world-class school of psychology which empowers our students and undertakes innovative research that influences the future of the discipline and enables far-reaching benefits for society. So we also we combine our education program with our research. So Queen's University, as has been mentioned, is a Russell Group, which means it's one of the research-intensive universities within the school or within the UK, and that means that our teaching is very research-based. So everybody who does teaching within the school has a research program, and that influences the way that we're taught. Some of those research programs are pedagogical in nature as well. The various programs that we have. So we have 2 undergraduate programs. These are similar in nature. Our basic bachelor's degree in psychology is a 3-year full-time course accredited by the British Psychological Society, which is very important to us. And then we offer another version of that, which is the BSc Psychology with professional placement. And in that, there's an option at year 2 for people to move into a year-long professional placement, something I encourage students to do because I'm in charge of that placement project, but it really transforms our students and makes them into much more mature and professional people. At the postgraduate level, we have 3 one-year courses. So we have an MSc in Applied Developmental Psychology. I'll talk a little bit more in a minute about that, and an MSc in Clinical Health, and an MSc in Psychological Science. So the Psychological Science MSc is what's known as a conversion course. So this is for people who have done undergraduate bachelor degrees in other disciplines, and they've seen the light and they've decided that they want to become psychologists, so they can do this 1-year conversion course that is really a condensed version of this master's course. So we offer 3-year courses as well in for postgraduate courses that are very professionally oriented. So we have a doctorate in educational child and adolescent society that we call the DCAP, which is a professional doctorate in to create people who are educational psychologists. And we have a doctorate in clinical psychology, another 3-year course that is research focused, but training people to be clinical psychologists, and those clinical psychologists can go on and work in the NHS. We are working hard now to bring in international and to decouple that a little bit from the NHS provision, so that we can have trainees in clinical psychology that can go back to work in other international areas as well. And we offer PhD courses as well, which are 3 4-year courses, 4-year courses, typically 3 years funded and a writing up year. These are the areas that we teach within psychology. So we teach behavioral psychology, cognitive psychology, conceptual issues and historical issues, developmental psychology, individual differences, which is things like personality, research methods, and social psychology as well. And I teach in a variety of these areas. So that's the areas with our kind of standard graphic from Queen's. The British Psychological Society is one of the most important global professional bodies that oversees psychology in the UK. It's also aligned with the Psychological Society of Ireland, the PSI, who work quite closely together. And they work quite closely with the APA, the American, the APA and the APS. So there's a strong cooperation between those. Our degrees are accredited by this organisation, and that really determines what we teach. So they have very strict guidelines on what constitutes psychology and what needs to be taught. When our students come in to undergraduate, we give them membership as part of our program as well. These are the kind of things that are taught in first year on level 1. So we have foundations of psychology, introduction to methods in psychology. So there's a strong emphasis on the research skills, and then using psychology in everyday life, which is a more general kind of approach. Hi. Hi. Okay. So using psychology in everyday life is, again, it's part of the research. That's part of the research intensive, research led teaching aspect. So these are topics that come up in research. So things like bilingualism, emotion and AI, which I teach, aspects around racism, addiction, pet ownership. So this is a strand that's dedicated to that research intensive teaching. So typically for our students, we have a 10 in the first year. We have 10 hours of lectures, 2 hours of lab class, and 1 hour of tutorial. And there's lots of time in there for reading and private study. Yes, well, they are supposed to do around 30 graduate hours per week, and they are some people have part-time jobs. It is a 3-year program with 360 what are known as CATS points. So CATS points are it stands for, it's a UK system called the Credit Accumulation and Institutional Transfer Scheme. So it's about it's a system that allows us to do things in one university and transfer to a different university.
So we have now the undergraduate program of 4 years.
Yes.
So be psychology honors or honors with research. That if you have a CGPA of 7.5, you can do the research. Yeah. Honors with research, otherwise only simple honors. Yeah. In 4th year. But we have option for the student to leave, every year, after 1st year, 2nd year, 3rd year, which we call multiple entry, multiple exit. Yeah. So this was the National Education Policy 2020, which has come. and with that, and so how? Okay, I know in UK system that you get the admission in master's program even after 3 years program, and but in the US universities you don't get the admission with a 3 years undergraduate program into the master's program. So it means you have to do a 1 year bridge. But my point is the credit units. The total credit units, how many you are saying that you have?
So the CAT system works on a point where a module is typically 30 CATs or 20 CATs. That would be 200. So CATs are 20 CATs points is 200 hours of education. And so the system is
So
designed.
one credit is how much?
10 hours of education, something around that.
10 hours, no?
Approximately. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that
Because as per UGC, because that as per that all other accreditation bodies also look at. So we have the 5 hours, 15 weeks means 1 hour teaching, the lecture or tutorial, or 2 hours of practical is equivalent to 1 credit. So that means if you have done the lab or the practical for 30 hours, during the semester will be 1 credit. If you've done 15 hours of lecture or tutorial for 15 weeks, then it will be 1 credit. So that means, I don't know, I want to understand. So your credits are higher or our credits are higher? Okay, sir.
No, what is the difference of your tax and credit?
so I think
Clarify.
so a 30 CATS points module is 300 hours of education.
So you have that semester trimester system.
Yes, well,
So
yeah.
so one trimester is of 12 weeks.
Well, 12 weeks for master's
weeks,
level,
okay.
and 12 weeks for undergraduate level as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
36.
So typically that's 2 semesters of taught work and then one with exams or with a placement project or dissertation project. That's how they kind of divide up. So that's our first year. In the second year, this is where we teach the bulk of our British Psychological Society materials that we have to teach. And so this is actually, level 2 is a very intensive year. And we have large long modules that run the whole of the 2 semesters, and then into the third for exams and for training. These we're actually working to split up to actually to make them more easily semesterized, so that we can allow transfer of students more clearly. But more or less, even if we split these up, the topics will remain largely the same. So we teach social psychology, individual differences, perception, developmental psychology, cognitive psychology, psychobiology, and applied psychology. And we have an employability, a careers focused strand in there. We have also teach the research methods, both quantitative and qualitative research methods, and statistical analysis. So we hope that our students will be coming away from the degree with the options to go into data analytics and data science avenues as well. So we do, so again, with a similar student focus for this student experience for level 2, although this is more intense and requires much more study. There's a kind of a bit of an onslaught of materials in this, but we do group work as well. So there's in this level 2, we have group projects that people do. There's also a program called the Degree Plus, which rewards and encourages extracurricular activity in Queen's. So every area within Queen's has that. In the final year, so this is either the third year or the fourth year, depending on whether the students have done a year-long placement or not, we have a research dissertation which runs across the year. They're assigned a thesis supervisor at the start of the year, and then that project runs over the course of the year. Then we have lots of optional modules. Again, this is part of our research-led teaching. So we have examples here, various different examples coming from other places, and these change slightly from year to year, depending on whether which people are on a sabbatical or new staff coming in with new specialised areas. So I will be teaching one in this coming year on data science and data analytics within this module that will be new. And this is our placement year, so I talked a bit about this already. So students transfer into a 4-year program. In year 2, we're beginning to think about making this a program that they plan to do a placement for from the start as well. So they go off into salaried employment for a year in lots of different places, and we have a team that works very hard to make sure that people works with the students to make sure that they get a placement. And we require students to work full time, 37 hours a week for about 40 weeks of the year to get this placement pathway. Again, we take our employability very seriously. We've been commended by the British Psychological Society as one of the teams that puts the most effort into employability across the UK as well. So we work hard to find these placements for our students and work hard to find employment for them once they've left the university and left us. So that program goes on for the next 2 years where they can come to us and look for advice. So these are some of the transferable skills that we think our students have. So a scientific understanding of human behavior, of course, is crucial to psychology, but also problem solving, reasoning, critical thinking skills, IT and data management skills, qualitative and quantitative research skills, teamworking skills, analytic skills, and communication skills. So we work hard to ensure that all of our students leave with a high capacity in those different sets of skills. And these are some of the people that provide placement providers for us. So some of the companies around, we have a full range. Psychology students go off into various different disciplines. About 20-25% will go into the named psychology. So there'll be educational psychologists or professional psychologists. Some go into psychology related degrees. So the named psychology ones are protected by law in the UK. So you can't call yourself a clinical psychologist unless you've done that pathway and accredited course. But psychology related courses are things like counselling and working with special educational needs in schools and those kinds of aspects. So we have many, and then the bulk, about just over half of our students will go on and do work in a wide variety of places where their psychology skills are very important, but they're not actually working in a psychology environment. So there are various different ways that we teach and assess. So we have lecture seminars, lab classes, tutorials, and we assess through essays, projects, lab reports, presentations, exams, and there's a range of novel assessments that were used in the final year, things like podcasts or leaflets, creating leaflets and commentaries on aspects. So people in the final year are encouraged to do some more innovative kind of styles of assessment. We don't really have time for that, but I'll go into our research, talk about our research themes a bit. So we have research themes of development and cognition, health, welfare and clinical psychology, perception and action and social psychology, and research centre. 4 research centres: the Animal Behaviour Centre, which looks at domestic animals and the training of domestic animals. There's a zoological aspect in it as well, and they look at enrichment in livestock. I'm a vegetarian, but there's a livestock aspect to this, so that they look to enrich the lives of animals in a livestock chain. The Centre for Identity and Intergroup Relations is what I belong to, and this is divided into 2 strands. So we have group research looking at intergroup relations. So Northern Ireland is a post-conflict society, and so we do an awful lot of research into reconciliation and the aspects of intergroup conflict. And there's another strand in this looking at social interactions, which is the strand that I lead up, where we use technology and AI to understand human communication. So I work in an area called effective computing, where we use technology to try and understand the various different ways in which people communicate with one another. We do that in a variety of settings. So one outlet for that is to try and work on creating creating embodied conversational agents and other so like chatbots, so Siri or Alexa, but putting embodying them. Another aspect is where Arnab was mentioning, we're working with automobile manufacturers to put sensors into cars to find out whenever there's driver fatigue or distraction within cars. And we're looking at therapeutic alliance and therapeutic communication as well. So in counselling scenarios or clinical psychology scenarios, what are the actual aspects of human behaviour that lead to successful outcomes? The Circle, the Centre for Improving Health and Related Quality of Life, looks at people trying to help people in health psychology. So that's public health, changing behaviour to improve people's health outcomes. And there's a strand that looks at palliative care and how we can look after people who are on a cancer journey and make their life as psychologically meaningful as possible. The Stark Research Centre looks at stress, trauma and related conditions. So this is work with often with veterans and soldiers. Again, it comes from the post-conflict society angle. So we have lots of people existing with trauma in Northern Ireland, and there's a lot of work in PTSD and trying to understand the trauma aspects. So I'll probably leave it there. I think that's probably enough for me. We've probably gone way over time. But any questions?
So I have a question that this is the presentation which you have given for the BA program.
Well, yeah.
So how we can collaborate for the undergraduate programs? That's the first thing I would like to ask. And
So,
what are the avenues for the collaboration for the master's program?
so I think in a undergraduate program, there's we can probably have semesters where we have students, or even years where we can have students. There's a couple of issues there that need to be sort of the sort of CATS issues, how we can assure that credit is the same.
Yep.
And another issue is the issue of prerequisite knowledge. So there would have to be a reasonable alignment that if there's any knowledge that we would expect that would be there if students came to us, and so that they have a sufficient level, so that it's only fair on the students, so that we don't expect them to know things that they don't have. Likewise, if students from Ireland come here, we would need to make sure that there are things that they have been taught the stuff beforehand. So it's about aligning programs to ensure. But I think all of those are technical details to iron out.
See, we would like to send our students for a semester. And same, we would like maybe your students coming for a semester or for the lesser period. And we have the credit equivalence so that we can transfer the credit. And today, when we look at the psychology as a field, it has huge potential. Say about a decade back, it was not like that scenario, but today when we are looking at because of the technology intervention and the work environment and the social structure we find, everybody needs today the personal counselor.
Yes.
And they don't feel that comfortable talking to maybe their colleagues or maybe the family members, but they like somebody independent, who does not have any sort of prejudgment.
Yeah.
And without any judgment can listen to you.
Yeah.
And they're looking that nobody is listening to me. So is there somebody who can listen to me, and after listening for half an hour or for an hour does not make any judgment on me? Okay, and that itself becomes a very big therapy for individuals when you look at the mental health or anything.
Sure.
And so there are very good practices in this country also. And so you would like, therefore, maybe the students from Ireland may come from Queens, may come to Amity. And apart from the classroom teaching, we would like to take them to the various centers and Amity University, Professor Srivastava is sitting here. We have very strong, the rehabilitation council programs here. Okay, as well as our the biggest psychology school in the country. Dr. Bhatia, she is sitting here, and so we have almost all the fields of psychology which we offer. So we'd like to discuss about that, how we can do that, what could be the modus of operandi, which semester we can send the student, can we send our student for the final semester where they do their project also.
Yeah.
And then they can, what will be the employment opportunities for them if they are coming for 1 year or for one semester. So that we would also like to discuss. Yeah.
Well, there's a little
Because I'm being the alumnus of Queens, I have,
yes.
I was on leave today. I was not feeling well, and but I said since Queens is on campus, I'll definitely come even if I come for a short while. So I've just come for Queens for my alma mater.
And there's lots of valuable interchange as well, because there's mindfulness is a thing that's very popular in the West at the minute as a psychological technique. Clearly has yogic origins in the meditation. So in some ways, it's a secularization of an Indian practice. So there's much that can be learned there, and there's much research that goes on into
So
mindfulness.
we can do, we have again very strong yoga school. We'll offer undergraduate, postgraduate, and doctoral program in yoga also, and there can be a combination which can be customized for the student of Queen's University using the psychology, using the yoga, and which can be very helpful, and especially when it comes to the when we talk about the mental health, or even for the when we are going to for, because I saw the list of the employers, and those are the very varied. The job roles are there where the psychology is very important, but those are not the psychology organizations. And so I think the combination of this kind of yoga plus uh, psychology, that also we can develop, including maybe the visit to couple of places, for example, where the student can feel the greater depth of combination of yoga and psychology. That also we can look at.
For sure.
Yep.
For sure. Okay. Anubhav?
The BPS system, the regulatory body.
Yes.
So do they provide some student teacher ratio?
They provide sets of core criteria that we have to follow, core topics that we have to follow, and there are things like students are expected to do an independent project. They're expected to have teamwork at some stage.
For the accreditation,
Yes.
do they impose some condition of a faculty student ratio?
Do they? Sorry.
Faculty student ratio for running a
Yes.
program?
Yes, that's very important. So that's actually a very valuable thing for us. For our accreditation,
So my
we have to keep
concern,
it.
my major concern is how to equate with the two accreditation body of the country,
that's
BPS
an
and RCA in the in India.
So we have a staff student ratio. I think it's 1:20. Our current staff for the BPS, our current staff student ratio is 1:18. We work hard to maintain that. We have to keep it below that level to retain our accreditation. That's a
So in the clinical, it will be different.
It's 1:18 in the undergraduate degree, which has that accreditation requirement.
1:18.
Yeah.
Is very high.
Yeah.
And what is the component of clinical posting practicals in the master's program? How much percentage theory and the practical?
Differs between the different master's programs, but I couldn't.
Particularly in clinical psychology?
In clinical psychology. So clinical psychology is a research doctorate. For a doctorate, there has to be a research component. So there's the first year.
How much is the component of practical
so they
exposure
do
in the field?
So they do. They have one research day a week and 4 days of theory and practice. And then there's placement where they're actually working in the NHS for a large chunk of the time. So one of the issues for us to internationalize the clinical psychology thing is to have that NHS work. That's
Okay, but I was seeing your course content, but probably I might have missed. But there is no component of counseling psychology like oncology, etc.
Certainly there is in the clinical psychology, not in the undergraduate degree. We don't teach that in the undergraduate degree.
And in the master's, I could not see that.
In the no, neither of those two. It's not an angle, but our colleagues in Ulster University offer a counselling degree masters, and so that's that.
Do you have any plan for psychotherapy? Counseling therapy, psychotherapy.
They do get some psychotherapy aspects through their in the teaching in the undergraduate degree. It's an important component of knowing, but we're much more on the scientific side of things rather than the psychotherapeutic side of things. In the clinical psychology, obviously, there's a large component of psychoanalysis that's taught in various different schools of thought in that approach. But we're quite there. The main therapies are often cognitive behavioral style, affective acceptance commitment therapy.
But right now there is no program.
That's within the clinical psychology program. So for us, there's a counselling program that in our colleagues university in Ulster that does the counselling aspect within Northern Ireland, and so we send our students there for if counselling is their pathway.
Because we are catering to both aspects, sir. Counseling psychology as well as the psychotherapy and the clinical psychology.
So I personally, from a research angle, I'd be very interested in talking to you because one of my research goals is using technology to understand the therapeutic alliance between people. So we have a strong research strand in that. Using technology and cameras and sensors to understand facial expressions, gestural movements, body posture, tone of voice. So outside of particular, it's what's known as the common factors. So outside of any particular strand of therapy, what are the aspects of people talking to one another? Just the communicative aspects that allow people to get better. So there are lots of techniques in which people get better. We don't actually know how much of it's due to the actual therapy.
I got it. One last query. Suppose we enter into some collaborative efforts. So would you like to add whatever we are extra teaching, how to reformulate the combination?
Sorry?
Because we are here imparting something additional, what you have shown in your curriculum. We are teaching some concept of some aspect of oncology also, some aspect of psychotherapy also.
Yeah.
So when we are trying to enter into some collaborative efforts, so there will be rescheduling of the program.
Yes, that sounds wonderful.
For simulation and all this.
Some sort of synergy would be ideal. Yes.
Because that will be initially required. Thank you very much.
I think we need to do our homework a little bit more.
Sure.
I think you agreed with me when we were conversing before our Honorable Vice Chancellor came. But I think there's lots of potential for our collaborations. And your students can come to us, they will have lots of things to take home. And of course, our students will also have the much more thing for learning from your system. So, trimester, semester, how do you really bring this energy? Prerequisites, your CATs, and our credits. How do you bring the synergy?
Yeah.
That's one dimension that, in terms of collaboration. But I think we have a lot of potential already. And IT, we have already signed agreement. Now, in terms of environmental science, your group is working, very, very, very topical topics. And sustainability is the most of the important thing. And there is lots of potential for our students over here in working in those areas. And your students can also come and see the type of technology that is being used over here in India and so on and so forth. And then environment, computer science, cybersecurity, and IT, anything we can take, there is a possibility of collaboration.
Yeah.
Now, psychology was and we are the largest psychology. Now, I do not know about your law schools because lots of students go there in Queen's University to study law.
Yeah.
You have a good law school.
We do.
There also have possibility of collaborations.
Yes, and I have good
So-
friends in the law schools.
Yes. So, I mean, we could see the plethora of opportunities for our collaborations. And now, what next? How do you go about in doing that? So, how do you make your visit to be a successful visit?
Yes.
And how do you go about in doing that? Well, we want at least every year 20 to 30 students of MIT should go to visit your place. Maybe for a trimester, for a semester, for a 1 year. And similarly, your students comes to us, maybe for a immersion program, maybe for 15 days, 30 days, or maybe for a semester, they can come over here. And all modalities needs to work it out. Okay. Now, by the way, I just want to know one important dimension, operational thing. What will be the approximate cost of living for 1 year by Indian student?
So I
Because you have got about
I
a
do-
large number of international students.
there is, and on one of my slides there was I did have a slide of the cost of living, but I do know that Northern Ireland has the cheapest cost of living in the UK. So, we for our big city, so it's definitely the cheapest of all the UK. Yeah, and accommodation. So we had a little bit for a while in Northern Ireland. 20 years in the past, we were in a peaceful place, but it stopped our development for up until the sort of 90s. So we didn't have the same, we don't have the same sort of level of congestion of living that exists in most of the UK. But and those are the reasons why it's cheaper to live in Northern Ireland than the rest.
And when we sign the MAU, when our students go over there, you will not be charging any tuition fees. I believe so.
That's not for me to. That's for people to negotiate. I would welcome them all. They can come stay in my house.
See, this is very important. We have why Bandapadaji have asked this question because there are some universities across the globe where we have this model of student exchange.
Yeah.
Say if our 20 students are going, there may be that 20 or maybe 5 students more or 2 students less, whatever. They come, we provide them the campus accommodation. We do not charge. Like for example, you take Iowa State University, Florida State University, Claflin, and they do not charge anything to our students. And every year, this year I think from Florida State University, around 25 students have gone. Sanjeev from your department, and they don't charge. So what is the understanding? They will do our 8 semester project there, and that's all they have to do. The remaining courses they do of master's programs, first year courses during that time. So when they take their admission in their master's program, some credit they have already earned,
Yeah.
where they didn't have to pay the fee under the agreement, and so the master's program finishes in with a lesser fees which the student have to pay.
Sure.
And that works very well. Same way for Iowa State University, the Claflin, our management student, most of the students, the management students go there about every year, about 10 to 15 students from Claflin University come either undergraduate or the postgraduate. That is decided between their professor and the two directors, either business school PG program or business school UG program. And accordingly, only one cohort comes. Either PG will come or UG will come, because that professor comes every year with the students. So he decides which cohort, which year. Alternatively, he brings 1 year PG students, 1 year UG students. This time, he and his Professor Garewal and his one colleague and about 12 students came. They came for shorter duration. So we took some classes for them, uh, but we took them to a number of industries, and then they visited our Rajasthan campus also, because this was academic, industry, and cultural. That's the combination of what they wanted to see. Jaipur, they wanted to see Banaras, so they went to these two the cultural cities, and so that's the with every university we have. That's the kind of understanding. Even in the Alperpon in France, it's the same. The student come for full semester.
For PhD at least Tezpur University, professor, so maybe
Hmm.
was more about the
Yeah, Tezpur University, I know. I know about the Tezpur University. Okay, you have that. So so I'm talking about the undergraduate and postgraduate, because for the doctoral program, I think the most of the university we have the joint PhD, so the guides are from both the universities. And because since the student have registered with Amity University, so the main guide is always from Amity University, and the co-guide is from the foreign university.
Yeah. So I think that there are various mechanisms for doing that.
Yeah,
There are various.
So that's why I would
There
like to have
yeah.
what should be the understanding we should have,
And-
and so that we can we would like for this the September session we start having the sessions with the students. Though our session will start in July, but we can start talking to them so that they get convinced
Sure.
and they give their interest that to come to the Queen's University.
There are various governmental, intergovernmental schemes to encourage the internationalization and exchange. So there are projects, various pots of funding that come along at different stages. I think Harish mentioned the Agility Fund, and there's the UK EDRI, or UK and Indian government funds, so that avail of these. I'm not the money person, but there are schemes.
So one thing what can be that financial aspect we should discuss on the different formats, because whether the student is coming for full semester or student going for the few weeks, 4 5 weeks, because we have 3 continent program. We have the study abroad program. 3 continent is half the semester in UK and half the semester in USA. And study abroad program is about 5 to 6 weeks. The students study in UK. So we are strong in certain areas, so our faculty is able to teach. But when we are offering very specialized programs like psychology or electrical engineering or the civil engineering, maybe we are not able to teach them in our own campus in London. So we'd like those to go to our partner universities for those 4 5 5 6 weeks. And so that's the study abroad program where we can decide beforehand that students will be coming, and these are the so many credits or so many courses we can visually discuss, which they can be taught there, the practical and the theory, and the other one can be the final semester where they can come for their major project, and seeing that they take the admission in the master's program in UK.
So for you, your interest would be to have them in your master's program. For us, our interest would be how they do some international internship program or dissertation program or research program in their final semester.
Yeah. So another thing what we would like to do in that case, and this is we want to have one-to-one connect. So for example, psychology, I would request Dr. Bhatia to nominate a faculty from her institution who will be driving the partnership with quiz, because that person has to be accountable the how many students have gone. Same way from Amity School of Engineering, I will request Dr. Pandey to nominate a person from electrical engineering or from civil engineering who will be responsible for Queen's University, I know Dr. Pandey is very busy. He has 20 other things to do. He may not be able to drive. But once we have agreed that this is what we will do, then we can tell our faculty who will be the in charge for that, driving it and guiding the students, advising the students, all the formalities which have to be completed. That can be done. So there can be, a student will have the doubts. So those doubts can be cleared by the quiz faculty in advance, knowing also, okay, these are the students are coming to quiz or these are the students who are coming to MIT. Those things. So this is a model which we would like to now have for all the universities where we will designate one faculty for building the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
We have already existing models with other universities.
If you can share with us, and then
Yes. And we are also very flexible. So when the talk is, goes ahead and if there is a requirement, so we can change the models. It is already there.
yeah, please. Very good.
So, ma'am, with your permission,
Yeah.
I just like to add that there are multiple areas where we can collaborate, has been discussed at length. But we always look at a mutually beneficial partnership. And to that end, our Vice Chancellor also mentioned that we would request that you should encourage your students also to come to Amity, either it is for semester or for short duration. The biggest problem that I feel, and I have experienced in many universities abroad, is that students don't know about India and certainly don't know about Amity. So to that end, I will we'll exchange cards, and I will be able to send you a presentation which can run in your university the way you want it, to let the students know about Amity. But whenever student wants to choose a university or choose higher education as an option, it's not just the university; it is the country. And therefore, I will just give you a small glimpse about what India is doing today. You've been to in India for some time, but let's just elaborate a little bit. India today is undergoing a transformation that is unprecedented in the history of the free world. And I can back it up with data for 1 hour, but I'm sure you don't have that kind of time. So I will just give you a few examples on how the pace and the scale of India's progress has stunned the world. Those who are doing the numbers certainly know it. The first is about our economy. Most people may not know, even sitting here, Indians may not know that India held 25% of the world share of GDP in 1752. And not only 1752, 1000 years before that also. So it was held for 1000 years. We had 25% of the world economy share. That went down to 2% after colonization, but of course, that is behind us now. And we are growing. Today, we are at about 6.5% of the share of the global GDP. And we are growing, being the fastest growing, large economy in the world before the pandemic, even after the pandemic. Related issue with economy are entrepreneurs. We've got a very, like you saw in our Amity presentation, we have an incubation center. So entrepreneurship is being encouraged. When India started our Startup India project in July of 2015, we had 452 startups in India, registered startups. Today, we have more than 100,000 startups. These startups are owned by people who are less than, most of them are owned by people who are less than 35 years of age. And you'll be surprised to know that in 2022, I don't have the data for 2023, in 2022, we produced one unicorn every 9 days. One unicorn every 9 days. So it's something that we're very proud of. A related issue is about FDI, which is the trust that the investor puts in the country's political stability, economic stability, social stability, and everything else. So we've had the highest FDI ever in the last 9 years. Every year it's more than the last year. The other thing that I would like to mention is digitization. When we launched Digitize India in 2016, we were ranked 122nd in the world, 122nd in the world as far as per capita data was concerned, per capita data usage. Today, there are no prizes for guessing. We are number one. And not only number one, the per capita data usage of Indians is more than that of US and China put together. So we are moving at a pace and scale that is unprecedented. And all this, why I'm telling you this is, it has created an ecosystem which is encouraging multinationals to come and set shop here, creating jobs, creating opportunities for not only Indians, but anyone who's come and spent time in India. And therefore, please encourage your students to come and spend time in India and get the stamp of being part of this winning team. You will miss the bus if you don't do it. Thank you.
Very good. So Dr. DP Singh, who is our head of architecture, and he was busy because he had a meeting with the Council of Architecture. So that's why he got. So I would request DP that if you can quickly say a
Thank
few
you,
words
ma'am,
about your.
and welcome to MET. Sorry, I could not think of the regulatory body I was having for our architecture program. Presently, in our school, we are running UG and PG programs. UG programs, Bachelor of Architecture, that's a 5 years program, where after that, the student is able to practice architecture in India, same as the professional courses which are run in UK with 3+2 model. Yeah, RIBA accredited. Then we are running Bachelor of Planning program. So similarly as Royal Institution of Town Planners is there, we have ITPI here. So we are accredited institution by ITPI. Then we have a March program, Masters in Architecture, Urban Design, Landscape Design, and Masters in Planning too. So in built environment, we have School of RICS also, where most of the programs are in the area of construction management, and how we have
Real estate and construction.
real estate and construction management, and we have aligned all our programs around the aspects of sustainability. So it's not that on broad terms I'm talking of sustainability. We have minutely detailed with respect to the technology, with respect to the SDGs in our own areas, community development, and other areas too. So, and we have PhD programs also in the School of Architecture and Planning. Presently, we are working on, especially in the area of urban and regional development. There are many areas. So, topics I will definitely share with you. And at the same time, community level, and specifically in the design domain, at the building level also, we are working, and specifically in energy area in buildings. So, this is all about the school, and I will be happy to collaborate in these areas because of built environment with Queen's University. As you understand that we are governed by regulatory body, so it's very difficult. In the past, I have tried that how we can collaborate at degree level, but we could not work it out. But definitely in modular modes, we can work it out for few weeks, as ma'am has mentioned, and that can be helpful. Regarding the data sets, I know that uh, world over people are working on AI and other areas, and lots of data is being generated. But at the same time, I would like to congratulate universities in UK that where they are able to uh, collate the data
in the most meaningful way, and they are way ahead of US and other countries in the world. That could be a point of strength for where our students can be benefited on these data points, which is very important. And same way, because India is a place where there is a lots of population and of diverse nature in the cities and metropolitan areas. So the experience of this brownfield development in India is unique than any other country. So the students from the UK can get lots of data points and sets when they are into research and other areas and into the development of technologies. India that way can be a lab for them to work on. So that's an opportunity for the UK students. So I think we can work on these lines, and definitely I will request that anything else you have in your mind, I will be happy to know about it, and we can share the details.
I think in this area, you know, because when all the infrastructure earlier has been built across the globe, that was not to that level of the technology driven. What it is now being built, you take from the airports to railway station to the smart city to you name anything. So I think that can be a great opportunity for the British students, the UK students, international students to come and say how India is developing the multimodal, the transportation system to the real estate, to the smart cities and all kind of things. So maybe having a few weeks exposure to full one semester exposure, but definitely as Dr. DP Singh has said, and our civil engineering students, our real estate students, construction management, architecture, for them also exposure of uh, education, the specialized courses will be beneficial. So we'd like to look into that area also. So Dr. Bhatia, quickly about psychology.
So good afternoon.
Yes.
Yeah.
With our school, I am from civil engineering, and also there is architecture. I will make you on contact the person who is responsible for the program. And also we have CPM and BEAM, very, very successful, like 15 years. We have almost like 120, 140 students. A lot of coming from India. It's one program here, very popular. No, he left last year. No, I left maybe 14 years, maybe now. Yeah, well, at least 10 years. Bashir is civil engineering. It's not, and that one is very popular. I have presentation, but we don't have time. I can maybe later to show you exactly in detail the program and the planning. You said planning because we have also another department of planning, and there is connection between urban and also architecture. You mentioned future city. There is they choose Belfast as one of the cities they took from European project. And Belfast, as I said, like Amsterdam, there is I think Madrid, they are working on this area, future city urban. It's very important. I will make contact also with the people here. Because even the person from our school and from geography, because also geography, they are working on there is connections, there is interdisciplinary, and
Connect the geography, we have also the geography.
geography, yeah, okay. We are in same.
And fluid formatives. Also, we have the fluid formatives department.
Okay, okay, good. Okay, thank you.
So good afternoon and welcome to MIT University. I am looking after the psychology department under the guidance of our Honorable Vice Chancellor. We are one of the biggest department in the university, and the demand is really very big. So we have UG programs, we have PG programs, we have 2 diplomas, we have PhD, we have one integrated program also. So out of the PG programs, we have 4 verticals. One is clinical psychology, counseling psychology, then applied psychology and organizational psychology. Out of these 4 verticals, the most popular one is clinical psychology. That is our flagship program. And they get the degree, and then they do their RCI, they get the license from RCI, and then they open their own clinics. So it is very, very popular. And I just wanted to tell you that UK is in great demand as far as our students are concerned, because after UG, they want to go to UK for PG. Then, there was a proposal sometime back from the international department that we can do internship in, countries outside India. So if that can be taken up by Queen's University, which is such a renowned university, I think that will be a very, big opportunity for our students. Then I also see a lot of scope, as far as the research co-guides are concerned. So, some renowned professors from your university can also, be the co-guides for our students. And of course, ma'am has already mentioned about the exchange program. And we call them rather mind engineers. We have a very renowned psychologist, Professor Mandal. I picked up this term from him because he used it, and I always use this term for psychology students, that they are mind engineers. And especially after pandemic, we all have realized that the need of mind engineers has really grown, huge, like it is skyrocketing, because everybody is needing these mind engineers and psychologists or psychology help in all aspects of our life, be it adults, be it children, be it adolescents. So I see huge opportunity. Amity is a brand today, nationally as well as internationally. So I see a huge demand of collaboration between Amity University and Queen's University UK. So that's all. Thank you very much.
Every year we conduct summer schools. Okay. So that may be a very good opportunity for students to go, and so it's like a intensive, but summer school they can.
So that starts from which
Which one? Which one?
Summer school starts from which month?
Summer school.
Yeah.
It's July, right? Yeah, mid July. Yes.
but that's what our academic certificate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's 6 to 8 weeks?
Yes.
6 weeks. Right.
That can only be applicable to your final years.
Yeah. So, ma'am,
You are looking for higher education.
right.
Study abroad.
Huh?
Study abroad program. They are having 6 to 8 weeks.
So what I'm saying,
That's what I already mentioned.
that if you have just a website of progress, that period cannot be continuous for exchange.
Right.
Summer study.
But however, ma'am, our student.
Then even I would say the final year, students of final year who are looking for admission to master's program.
Yes. So, ma'am, same model that we are actually following with the University of Florida. So, when we were started with this articulation with Professor Vasev, we have mentioned that our students of final year do their major project there. So, actually, they are doing some courses of their master's program, and then those credits are getting transferred to Amity University. So, we have already stated that in, as a request when we were processing ahead for the MOU. So, if that works, we can certainly have our students go and do their masters, and they actually achieve masters in less duration of time as compared to other students. Yeah.
When first year with us, and there is agreement. I don't have the details, but they look at all accreditation and they match. And 80 students, it's almost half of the first year are from students. And then that are under the same system, you was have, and there is also a way to find out the applicant manage to have this.
Our accredited program, our IT capability program that the actually the best ones we will do.
Yeah,
We are the IT accredited program of engagement.
Both programs are IT for science mechanical.
Because we are summer school for our other disciplines. For our Dubai campus and Tashkent campus will work very well because our Tashkent and Dubai campus, their academic session begin in September. So for them, the summer school will be very important. So there will be two different calendars can be for Dubai and Tashkent.
Singapore.
उसका benefit है, सिंगापुर का only benefit. Yes. Tashkent we have the Dubai is also almost.
So we thank Professor Sonabi and Dr. Gary and Dr. Arnab for being here. And thank you to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, ma'am, for being so supportive of this visit. We also thank Bandhupadhyay sir and all other deans and head of the institutions. And we request Honorable Vice Chancellor, ma'am, to please felicitate our guest today.
And your food will do.
He had only one, I've taken.
Because I get this food.
Yeah.
I'll give you.
I've given my card.
Yeah, my card.
Okay. Yeah, you will collect the card.
I'll give the details. I'll circulate.
And you give me yes.
Yeah, I have given you and David, this is mine.
Okay. Because I will make you for yeah, from after
Lot of synergies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you so very much.
Thanks very much. Thank you. It's a symbol of progress. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Gary.
Thank you so much.
Back to this.
We'll just pack it. Professor Sonabi. Now we'll take them for campus students.
Yeah, yes. Just give me.
Do you want to say a few words?
No.
Dr. Bhatnagar, you want to say anything?
I did.
Just thanks.
Thank you so much. So we have many universities visiting us, but I think this one, the three of you gave us the most comprehensive brief on your each department and therefore the university. Normally, what happens is that we end up talking more than the visitors, but actually it should be the other way around. And this time, I think the right thing has been done. So thank you very much for that, and we are really educated now about the university, and it is great that you come. I mean, our vice chancellor is a alumni of that university. And what better occasion for you to come here? Thank you so much.
इस तरफ आ रहा हूँ
अगला आप भी आ जाओ.
अगला मैं आ रही हूँ.
Then after that, we'll photograph.